Recording live from the Northeast Georgia Business RadioX studio, this is Northeast Georgia Business Radio. Welcome, folks. I'm your host, Tom Sheldon. We're at the beautiful Empower College and Career Center of Jackson County. With me today is an amazing guest, Mr. Clay Meek with Meek Realty Group of Houston. Clay, how are you, sir?
I'm doing good, Tom. It's great to be here. It's a beautiful day and a wonderful day to be in Jackson County, Georgia. Love the Northeast Georgia area.
We are spoiled, and I'll just say we're spoiled. We're very lucky to have this. We really are.
Love the springtime. It's in the air for sure.
So now, Clay, you are a local real estate agent.
Yes.
You're a broker, correct?
Agent. Correct.
Agent?
Uh-huh.
Okay. I'll get the lingo by the time we get done with all this. But I want to know, before we jump into all that hot and heavy, I want to know a little bit about the man. Who is Clay Meek, and how in the world did you end up in Jackson County?
Well, that's certainly a good question and a good story. My wife and I were married 39 years ago. We're from South Georgia. She's from Bainbridge, and I'm from just north of Americus, Georgia. Buena Vista is a little town I'm from, and we got married and promptly moved to Gwinnett County. I've been in sales all my life, and we have 4 children. And about somewhere around 1998 or so, me and 4 other guys were in a car going to play 30 and older basketball, and one of the guys said, "Hey, I need to find a place to board my horse. They're selling where they're boarding my horse in Gwinnett County, and I got to find a place to board it." And the next thing I knew, one of them was saying, "You ought to board it up at my mother-in-law's place in Jackson County." And I wasn't even though it's a sister county, I wasn't even familiar with where Jackson County was. And we were living in Lawrenceville at the time. And the next thing I know, rather than talking about the horse boarding up there, all of a sudden they said, "We ought to all move up there." So that started a 2-year track in which we put about 130 acres under contract over off of P.J. Roberts Road, and ended up 5 families. We built some beautiful homes there. We were able to raise our kids together. I think there's one family that's still left living there. The rest of us have moved as we've gone through the last 20 years, and kids have moved off, and we've made some changes. But it was a wonderful 10 to 15 year run as our children went through elementary school, the amazing schools here in both. Some of us went to Jackson County, some of us went to Jefferson, but we had great experiences in the school system and the community, became a part of the community. And so we have been in Jefferson and Houston, Braselton area for a long time, and have just thoroughly enjoyed the blessing of being a part of the community and how much the community has meant to us. So that's a little bit of a short history of how we've gotten here.
I hear you. It gets in your blood, doesn't it? It just does.
It does.
I remember those days. Every time I'd come up here, I didn't want to leave.
Yeah, and
it got harder.
Yeah, and I think I look at it at all the coaches and teachers that have interacted, and we've had the good fortune of having 4 children that have grown into adulthood and have adjusted well to life, and you just realized what these school systems mean to us as we love our children and bring them into adulthood, and the community has a huge effect on that. So look back on those years with incredible gratitude as far as the interaction with the community.
Yeah, we can't put a price on the value of that, the strength of the school systems, the education value. They do such a remarkable job here in Jackson County, and the city of Jefferson as well. We're very blessed to have them as well. All right. We know how you got to Jackson County. Now, I don't know if this is a big secret, but you have a gorgeous office in downtown Houston. I believe it's a historic home that you have your office in.
Yes, it is.
I've been there, so I'm speaking from experience. It's beautiful. Flat out, period, beautiful.
Well, Tom, I certainly appreciate your compliments of that. We're extremely proud of it. We feel like Houston is an incredible community, an incredible town. We love the sister town relationship to Braselton, and certainly have admired the growth and the leadership within Braselton. And the Houston DDA, the City of Houston, is doing a fantastic job of growing the city, bringing in great businesses. If anybody can swing by there and see what's going on there's a plant there just beside Houston Hardware that's being set up for different businesses. They're doing a great job on that. The restaurants that are being brought up, Larry's Garage there that's been bought by the city. There's work on a parking garage there in Houston,
Nice.
which is going to allow
That's going to be
businesses.
real nice.
Yeah, that allows business to invest. So we just saw Houston as just an incredible opportunity, and to find that property and be able to purchase that acre right there in downtown Houston, and to have the historic house on it. We fixed up a lot of houses and bought a lot in the past, and to be able to purchase that one and to bring it back to its former glory has been just a real treat for Susan and myself. So we're really proud of it, and just feel like it allows us to set ourselves apart as a business, and certainly to serve the community better and serve our team of agents better.
Now, that house dates back to what, about the 1920s?
Yeah, we think it's about
Somewhere
100
there?
years old. Tom,
Yeah.
we've been able to track the transaction of the land, but unfortunately we have not been able to find records of when the actual house was built. We've got a couple of historians that we've met that have come in and we've spoken with, and they're working on it. So if anybody knows much about downtown Houston or has some old pictures or old history, we'd love to figure out when it was actually built. So, but it's an honor to be have ownership in such a beautiful and historic property, and just a huge part of the history of Houston and Braselton.
So you don't mind people just stopping by and seeing it. In fact, you encourage it.
Absolutely. We love for the community to stop by and see it. We're doing a grand opening. We've been open since the first middle part of December to the public. We've been meeting in there as a team since October. But we would welcome anybody to stop by. We're open 9 to 5, 5 days a week during the week. We have a big grand opening planned. Looking forward to a ribbon cutting. That's going to be April the 20th, and we certainly would invite the community to that as well. That's going to be a lot of fun, and a lot of the benefit of this property is that it's on an acre. It's a beautiful piece of property, and we're really looking forward to doing some of the things that Braselton has done. Screen on the Green, concerts, things of that nature. That the community has fun, wholesome, family-oriented things that they can do, and ways we can use the property to serve the community. So we really appreciate the City of Houston, their support, and the DDA and other groups other businesses that have come to really support how we can use this property to serve the community and build memories together.
So you want to have events. You're going to have events right there on the property.
Yes. It's one of the only pieces of property that has there in downtown Houston that has that offers the lawn. So we see very much lawn chairs on the lawn with
Nice.
concerts going on and we call it Screen on the Green, but
Right.
movies, things, again, some things at Braselton. Look at what Duluth is doing, Swanee, these other towns, which we're growing tremendously, and families are looking for something to do that ties them to the community. So we're really trying to learn from other businesses, other towns, of how we can utilize the property to serve the community.
So you're almost becoming the center of town almost.
Well, I guess that would be a way to say it. That certainly would be our goal. But we are. I mean, the reality is, when you look at the water tower in Houston, we're 50 yards from that. So if you look at the relationship to the town, we are definitely in the center of town. And our heart's desire is to use the property and the building to bring joy to the community, and certainly that helps our business. There's no two ways about that. But we feel like we have been given a real gift, and we want to use it to serve and love our community.
Clay, that screams one huge thing to me. Very simply put, commitment. You are committed to this community.
Well, most definitely, and I think that's a huge part of making the investment and to love and give to the community that's given so much to us. We look at the success we've had in business over the last specific 8 years in the real estate business, but years prior to that, we feel indebted to Jackson County and certainly to Braselton, Houston, and Jefferson, Commerce. These areas of this county have tremendously welcomed our business and supported us, and we want to look for ways to give back and make a difference. And when we had the opportunity to make this purchase, we felt like it was just that, and it is our hope that we can do that in a way that serves well.
So you're putting all this back into the community. You're making these commitments. That alone creates a big uniqueness. That is a very unique quality. It's a great quality. What other unique things do you have plans for, or are you in the process of doing?
Well, we see the office in the community as an opportunity to hire and work with great agents. We have a very good team now. Susan and I love mentoring and working with upcoming business people, upcoming salespeople. I have a history in sales training, aviation, and certainly now real estate. And there's a huge opportunity in sales and in particularly real estate sales to work with younger people, younger adults, to help them to grow personally. On our team, we have a book per month that we read together and discuss and grow, looking to grow personally myself as well. But I've been very fortunate to have great mentors in my life to encourage and sometimes push very hard to read certain books and to go after things that help me grow as a person. And that in turn has helped me grow as a salesperson and to learn to serve my clients and to grow relationships. And that's certainly served us very well financially and served us well in the fulfillment of doing a vocation that we enjoy. So Susan and I are both very thankful to those people, and we're thankful for the opportunity to do life together. And do business together. So that's a real honor as well to be able to work together with her.
How many nonprofits are you involved with, if I may ask?
Well, we look for opportunities to give certainly to the community, certainly within our church, and then giving from there. We look for those opportunities. So there's quite a few that we work with, and we love making a difference in that area. I got
you. Okay, I got to ask the big question. How's the real estate market doing?
Well, I appreciate you asking that question. We're off to the best start we've ever had this year.
Congratulations!
Yeah, thank you so much.
Nice.
We work very hard at it. We go after the business, and we are we invest well in it as far as marketing is concerned, and talking with a lot of people about the real estate business. The time on market now is a little bit longer. Certainly, these rates have been raised to slow down inflation, which the opposite of inflation, you could say, is recession. But that's a receding value of homes. Certainly, they have receded. We don't feel that we're any way in a recession as far as that word's concerned, but you certainly are seeing a receding in the value of homes. With that said, though, Tom, we are definitely still a very strong shortage of housing. So we all learned in the 10th grade the law of supply and demand. As demand goes up, supply goes down, prices go up. So we're still, even though we're seeing 7 to sometimes 10% decrease in what homes are selling for, they're still selling very well. We had a season there where homes were selling in 2 days, 3 days, and now it's taking back like it was in 2019, 2020, where you're looking at a home going on the market, staying on the market for 2 weeks to 3 months. But there's plenty of people in the market that can afford to buy. People who purchased in our neighborhood, I'm over in Brighton Park in Houston, and we were buying those homes new at $265, $270, $280 4 years ago, and now those homes were selling in the peak 8 months ago. We're selling at $410, $420. We just closed on one yesterday or last Friday at $394. So would that have possibly sold at $405, $410 a year ago, 7 months ago, when the rates were at 3%? Sure, you can make an argument that it would have been better to have sold it that time. However, this young couple that was selling, he works over at in the Archer School District, Archer High School. So he's driving over there. We were able to purchase a home, help them purchase a home that easily would have sold in the $500,000 range, $490,000, $500,000 a year ago. They were able to buy it for right at $430,000. So they came out at $394,000, moved in at $430,000. Really did a swap. Certainly their interest rate was a little bit higher, as we all would know, but they were real pleased with the transaction. And then if you look at the future of, certainly most economists agree that rates are going to settle somewhere in the 5.5 range at some point in time. That's a loan that could be refinanced, and they have a great value. So they sold their home maybe 12, 15 grand back of what they could have sold it for a year and a half ago, but they probably bought a home at 60 grand back of what they could have bought it a year ago.
Yeah.
So when you look at the relationship of what they would have spent a year ago if they sold their home for what they could have, and then if they'd have bought this home at the top of the market, even at a lower rate, their payment's about the same as it would have been, and yet look how much more equity they have in the home that they purchased. So we're really proud to serve our clients in that way, and that's a real good example. Doesn't really fully answer your question of how's the market. We could go after data on it.
Moving target. How is the market?
Exactly.
How is it today?
So, that's exactly right.
So I take it buyers, it's not such a seller's market anymore. The buyers have some more leverage than they used to have. Yeah,
and that's a great example. I think anytime there's ambiguity in what something's worth, which is where we are right now, if you have an experienced negotiator, an experienced person that knows what something's worth and knows how to negotiate it, that's what the biggest benefit of using an experienced agent. And certainly Susan and I are not the only experienced, qualified agents. We have some tremendous friends that do, I would certainly say, every bit as good a job. They're phenomenal at what they do. We just find that a lot of people use their sister or their aunt or someone that's trying to be kind to a friend to help them get started, and we certainly really try to encourage people. If you're especially in this market, be really careful, because there's some tremendous opportunities to purchase out there, and there's a tremendous opportunity to sell your home for way too low if you don't have someone who really understands the market, understands marketing, and understands negotiations, because it makes a huge difference in our opinion, and I think our clients would second that.
Well, that goes back to the level of commitment that you're making. You're not a part-time agent looking for something to do, or you're bored and you need to fill your time. You're very serious about this. Talking with you beforehand and even in this interview, your commitment to the community, the amount of work you put in outside of real estate, this is serious business for you, sir.
Well, it's a tremendous financial opportunity for us. We think it's we've been in really 3 different businesses and have found some success in all of them. But the joy of the real estate business, number one, getting to do the business each day with Susan and enjoy this. We're empty nesters, enjoy this season in that capacity, and certainly it's not part-time, and it's not 40-hour full-time job. It's more like a 65-hour full-time job. So I would say it's a job and a half. But everyone that I know that's successful, number one, they enjoy what they do, and it doesn't 60 hours a week or 55. Or, obviously we have some flexibility of when we want to work. We can go see the grandbabies game if we want to, but there's many Saturdays or even Sundays we put in time, but we can control that, so that's a blessing. But also it's everyone that I know that's successful. They enjoy what they do. They work hard and look for opportunities to give back, and they have to be committed to serving their clients. So we're very thankful to. It's the funnest business I've ever had. I enjoy it thoroughly, and it doesn't feel like work to us. It feels it's got its stresses, but it feels like a fun game. I hate to use that word. That sounds like I take it lightly. I don't, but it's something that I thoroughly enjoy doing.
Let's get back to interest rates real quick. I have to say this. Interest rates around 6% or so, that's still not a bad rate. I mean, old folks like myself remember interest rates in the teens. Yeah, I know it's not 2.5%, 3%, but 6 is not that bad.
It's not. I would say this, that when interest rates were in the teens, we were buying houses in the 90s. In the $90,000 range too.
True.
So people use that, and I don't mean to differ with you on that as well. But the interest rates going up or down are going to move the price, and that's exactly whether we agree with the administration, we agree with the feds or what they're doing. We did have runaway inflation, particularly in the housing market, and something needed to be done. What was going on was not sustainable. It wasn't fair to the buyer. And as we all know, the sellers also are going to become buyers unless they're moving out of our market. And even if they're moving out of their market, they're going to experience inflation more than likely if they move into a healthy market. I agree with you. I think there were some times that there were certainly much higher interest rates. Obviously, housing was priced lower, and we're seeing these interest rates push down the prices to some degree. But this reduction in price is an opportunity if someone's in a position to make a move, because it's a controlled. There is action taken to reduce the pricing of housing, and once that inflation begins to come under some sort of controls, we're going to see that either the market's going to get used to a 6.5% rate and is going to adjust to that. Incomes are adjusting, inflation is there, or we're going to see those rates come down, which is going to allow the prices to, hold strong or even go up again. So there's some if you compare our market to other rising markets, whether you go to California or you go to Nashville, you go to Palm Beach, you go to Orlando, you see how these markets are priced. And for a metropolitan area and to be in Jackson County, offer what we offer outside of the incredible jobs that are in our market, we are still underpriced, and so that creates overall opportunity. And Susan and I look for opportunity to purchase, to own properties, because we feel like we're going to see some increasing in prices over the next 5-10 years for sure.
So I was about to go down the road of the future. You're looking at a positive future for the market.
Yes, absolutely. And again, we're speaking about Northeast Atlanta. You look at the jobs that are coming in the social circle area from tremendously paying blue collar jobs. Look at what's happening in commerce right now, and just to again talk about a great school system, the commerce school system in Jackson County, East Jackson up there, but opportunities to if you look at what these plants are paying. Look at Kubota, look at Caterpillar, look at different tremendous corporations that we've been able to attract and that serve our community so well. This is a great place to live.
It sure is. No, I'm with you on that. Well, Clay, I think we've come to the end of our interview. Is there something else you needed to tell the folks before we run off?
Well, Tom, I just want to thank you for giving me the opportunity to share our story and share a little bit about us. I also want to thank you for coming to the office and taking a tour, and would like to extend an invitation to the community to please come by if you'd like to see a piece of history that has been restored to really bring the glory out of what the 1920s would have been like. It's a really beautiful step back in time. We would love the opportunity for you to come and love to meet you. If you have any questions about buying or selling real estate, we'd love the opportunity to speak with you. And then lastly, we'd love to invite the community to join in on April the 20th. That's a Thursday from 4 to 7. We're going to have our grand opening, so we'd love to extend that invitation as well.
I plan on being there. That's going to be a big day. And then actually the following day we have our ribbon cutting here at Business RadioX. So 2 days of fun.
That's right.
I'm looking forward to it.
Well, I look forward to being part of your ribbon cutting as well, Tom.
We will have fun, I promise. How do the folks track you down? How do they get a hold of you?
We're at meekrealtygroup.com. It's a great place to start. So if you could just reach out there to that website, that would be fantastic. My number is 678-467-3760. Cell number, a text, or a call. Would love to chat with you and help you in any way we can.
As far as the office goes, that's the White House as you come into town on the right side out of Braselton.
It is. It's right across the street from the Houston post office, so it's kind of hard to miss there. We have a beautiful sign out front. Just beautiful home, beautiful piece of property. So thank you again, Tom, for visiting.
Clay, thank you. Please don't ever be a stranger. You're always welcome here.
Glad to. Thanks again. Have a good day.
Thank you, sir. Well, folks, there's my music. Thank you again for joining us. This is Northeast Georgia Business RadioX.